Have you ever noticed that the gym is the only place where your mind finally goes quiet? You can be overwhelmed all day, overthinking conversations, replaying mistakes, feeling behind in life, but the moment you grab a barbell, everything narrows. Just breath, just weight, just the next rep. And if you miss a workout, it doesn't just feel like skipping exercise, it feels like losing control. Why does lifting something heavy feel like holding your life together? That's the real question, and the answer has very little to do with muscles. Most people think gym lovers are obsessed with aesthetics or discipline, but what you're actually addicted to isn't the mirror, it's regulation. Your brain is constantly scanning for uncertainty, unfinished tasks, social tension, financial pressure, the subtle fear of not doing enough. The nervous system does not like ambiguity. It wants resolution. The gym offers something rare in modern life: controlled stress. You choose the weight. You choose the pace. You decide when the discomfort ends. That sense of control is psychologically powerful. In neuroscience, this is called voluntary stress exposure. When stress is chosen, your brain processes it differently than when it's forced on you. When you lift something heavy, your body releases cortisol and adrenaline, the same chemicals involved in anxiety. But here's the key difference. Your prefrontal cortex stays engaged. You're counting reps, adjusting form, controlling breath, so your brain labels the stress as safe. Instead of panic, you experience mastery. Instead of chaos, structure. Then comes the shift. After intense effort, your brain releases dopamine and endorphins. These aren't just pleasure chemicals, they are effort reward markers. Your brain learns a loop. Strain leads to relief. Effort leads to clarity. This is reinforcement conditioning. The emotional calm you feel after training strengthens the behavior. So the next time life feels unstable, your brain remembers, go back to the place where effort fixes something. Over time, something deeper happens. The gym becomes identity. I'm disciplined. I don't quit. I show up. This is identity-based reinforcement, when behavior fuses with self-concept. And this feels empowering until you miss a session and suddenly question yourself. If discipline only exists when you train, then skipping feels like failure. But the discipline was never in the building. The gym just made it visible. Here's another layer most people don't talk about. Progress in the gym is measurable. Add 5 pounds, 1 extra rep, a visible change. The brain loves measurable progress because it signals improvement, and improvement signals survival. Your dopamine system evolved to reward forward movement. In a world where progress is vague, careers, relationships, personal growth, the gym offers tangible proof. You did something hard, and it worked. That certainty is emotionally stabilizing. When you push through the final rep, another brain region activates, the anterior cingulate cortex. This area helps you override the impulse to stop. Every time you finish a difficult set, you are literally strengthening neural pathways associated with persistence. You're rehearsing resilience. That's why the confidence feels real. It's biological evidence. Your brain has proof you can endure discomfort and survive it. But there's a subtle risk. When the gym becomes your only emotional regulator, your nervous system narrows its coping strategy. If lifting is the only way you process stress, then rest days can feel unsettling. This doesn't mean you love the gym too much. It means your brain found something that works, and it wants to repeat it. The goal isn't to detach from training, it's to understand it. Think of the gym as a laboratory, not your identity, a laboratory, a place where you safely test stress. You walk in, apply pressure, adapt, and walk out stronger. The resilience you practice there belongs to you. It is transferable. You can use the same neural pattern in business, in creative work, in difficult conversations, in learning new skills. The iron is just one form of resistance. Life offers many. If you truly love the gym, it probably means you are someone who seeks growth through discomfort. You don't run from resistance, you lean into it. And that trait is psychological strength. The key is remembering that your worth is not measured by attendance. Missing a workout does not erase discipline. The discipline is internal circuitry now. The building just activates it. So the next time you feel that pull toward the gym after a stressful day, pause for a second. Notice what you're really craving. Control? Clarity? Proof? Awareness strengthens the prefrontal cortex and prevents unconscious dependence. You still train, but now you train with understanding. You don't love the gym because of vanity. You love it because it gives you evidence. Evidence that effort changes you. Evidence that pain can be structured. Evidence that you can face resistance and not collapse. And once you understand that, something shifts. You realize the strength was never in the barbell. It was in your nervous system learning how to respond to pressure. If this gave you a new perspective, comment below. What does the gym truly give you, physically or psychologically? I read every comment, and if you enjoy calm, psychology-based reflections like this, subscribe to the channel. This space is for people who want to understand the mind deeply, without hype or noise. I'll see you in the next one.